back, and all of our hips, valleys, ridges, fascia boards, close points, and common rafters have been properly traced and identified. Now, once that's done, you'll want to examine the roof and see where there's any overlying roofs that the square footage needs to be removed, or in this case, the rafters need to follow around this dormer. So we can do both of those things with PlanView Pro. Let's do a cutout here. All these have been identified, so we can check that by hitting the complete button. And anything with a bold and a check mark has been completed. Now the close points, those don't have any properties, and I'm not going to flush a 2x12 out right there, so those are not check marked or bold. This ridge, that ridge has not been identified or complete, so we'll just adjust that out of the way. Hit edit. That is a 2.0e inch and 3/4 by 16 inch LVL. Once that's given, put it back. Now it's been complete. Same with this one. We'll give that one a 2x12. And it's real simple to move these things out of the way. If you ever forget items like that, or you see some valleys that you've run short, or anything that you've done wrong with a different material or something, just simply edit, adjust it, adjust the plane you want to move, and just move it out of the way and put it back. Now, we'll hit the complete button. All those have been completed. Your square footage is here, all the materials thus far, all your hips, valleys, fascias, ridge boards are in this list. And we'll go ahead and do the cutout. So for the cutout, we have a cutout button right here. And select on the plane that you want to cut out, or near it. The computer will detect it. So we're going to cut out under this dormer, because those rafters need to go around that dormer. And Control A unlocks it. It should pop up there in the video. Now, when you close out a cutout, zoom out just a little bit, because you can see what's going to happen here. You select on that plane. That's not what I want to cut out. That's not what I want to cut out, so it's R12, which is underneath that dormer. Right now we're showing 6693 roof area, and that will drop when we apply that. So now it dropped to 6466. Now for this area, these rafters need to come down here under that cutout, but we need to remove that area so our decking list and our shingle list is not high. We can do that as well. We do that after we generate the rafters. So there's your entire roof, and let's go ahead and generate some rafters here. And you'll want to start on your generation of rafters, always start on dormers or the highest roof plane possible, so it doesn't detect all these items and you have a big list here. So you can see what's going to happen when I click on this plane of this area here. It's going to ask me which shape I want to start those rafters from, and that is fascia board number 7. And do I want to consider this cutout when I do that? No, I want those rafters to go to the ridge board. Same over here. And then F6, which those aren't touching, so it's not going to ask that next question. And now, once that's done, go ahead and edit the roof surface and give it the overall pitch properties, because you want to do those top surfaces first. So let's go ahead and generate our edit, and go in between the joists on the roof surface. So we'll edit this area, and that is a 1012 2x8, and always hit that complete button. And then you can just simply hit repeat edit for that area, and you see them flash. And then go to this area, and change those to 2x8s. Now, when you hit that complete button, all your common rafters that are at this limit, the low limit or above, will be black. The red are the jacks that are under this low limit, and we can change that low limit to anything we want. Let's say the lumber company has a special on 14 footers, so let's use a bunch of 14 footers instead of 8s. So let's change that, and you see these jacks change. See, they turn to jacks, but let's go back to 8. And then we can change those properties here in a minute. But let's go ahead and finish out the rafters. I do want to consider that cutout, because I want those rafters to follow around that dormer, and watch. They'll go right around that dormer. And this is the area with this dead valley with no fascia, so we started that rafter start point at the ridge. Oops, let's do this roof plane first, because it lies over these here. So there's 1, 2, 3 surfaces that roof plane attaches to. So let's generate the rafters in there first. I don't think I gave that properties. Rafter start point. See, it's easy to go back and do that. Now, C2. Edit that. That's a 412 plane, and we'll use 2x6s for that. Well, let's stick with 2x8s. And this is just so easy to generate all these rafters here. And this system treats all the rafters separately. So you can come in here, let's say you want to double up these. So you can edit, you can identify that as a common rafter. Give it the properties. 2x8, that's a 12 pitch, and let's double it. So it'll show up in this list as doubled over here. And always hit complete. And then repeat edit. Now we can, if you've got bricks sitting on this dormer, you can change that to an LVL. You can change that to LVL, or just a generic laminated beams, in case you don't want to engineer your own drawings to hold that brick up. So let's leave it at that. And now we have our roof, and the only thing that has been complete are these 3 dormer planes here. The rest of the roof, only the hips, valleys, ridges have been completed, so the check marks are there. So we need to assign a pitch property to all these planes. So we hit edit, go in between the joists, or the rafters. And then just simply hit repeat edit, and then just go around the drawing at all your 10-12 planes, and you can see they're flashing and bold, so you can tell which ones you've done and which ones you haven't done. Now these are going to be like a 10.52, but it's close enough. Now, when you step back and examine it, every plane roof area that you have edited is flashing. So now, when you hit complete, they're bold. All your commons within that plane that are under this length parameter limit are bold. So let's go ahead and do the 12 roof surfaces. Let's keep that at 12. Complete 2x8. Apply. And then just hit repeat edit on around the drawing. Now, all those are flashing. So that is what we have edited at a 12-12 pitch with 2x8 rafters. Then the system defaults to 12-12. Everything that you draw is based on a 12-12 pitch because a lot of homes have a 12-12 pitch. Now we can save that, hit that complete button, and we have two roof planes left. We've got this one and that one. So we'll edit this. That is a 5-12. And this is a 4-12. Now, hit complete. Now your entire roof has been done. All your hips, valleys, fascia boards have been done. And in the next video, we'll go ahead and start with the list over here. We'll explain that, how that works. We'll generate the cut sheet for the framers and the ordered list for the lumber company and the actual list for the framers to refer to. With PlanView Pro, there's less time, less waste, and increased profit margins.